folks, and welcome to another Saturday Morning Samoflange. My name is Matt.
My name is Benjamin!
And my name is Kat.
You came back.
There's a girl still here.
I knew you would.
She's been here like a whole week.
I'm so happy to be back.
Hey!
I was waiting by the window for Calvin to come home from school.
Oh, come on. What a sad moment. Yeah, so good, but such a heartwarming thing.
Plus, speaking to adults after being with kids all week, you know.
Yeah, that's understandable.
You speak the English.
I speak the English. I'm a grown-up.
Hey, so Mikey couldn't be here. He was going to be here because we went to see Jaws when it came out way back during Labor Day weekend.
Yes.
And it was in 3D for
3D Jaws.
Reason,
and who cares?
But we loved it.
But it was great.
And we had a great time, and we talked about how great it was. And afterwards, I was talking to my brother, and I said, man, I'd like to see them do more of these. In fact, then I thought, well, that's it. What's my top 5 movies I'd like to see come back in theaters?
Yeah, exactly.
Because they did a lot of this in 2020. And Kat, for your information, at the beginning of the year and the end of the year, we talk about our top 5 most anticipated movies. And at the end of the year, the top 5 movies we saw in theaters.
Awesome.
And so far, I've seen 2. So
you've got your top
spoilers,
2.
Jaws will be in it.
We've got time.
Well, there will be 2 more movies added to this.
Oh.
I'll have to tell you about it.
Got some anticipated films coming up.
Because here's the deal. If it's on one of your top 5s, I will let you know what the movie is. I don't know it will, but it might. So that's why I'm holding it off.
Oh.
But there is another
So there is a re-release coming out that is already scheduled.
By the time this airs, we
might
will
be
have
out.
already
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
All right. So anyway, before I go into that, Kat, you know the rules. We go 5 to 1. This is the time where we do talk about crossover because we're talking about movies that have already been out.
Have come out already because we said we wanted to see re-released into theaters.
Yes, we want to see it re-released.
Okay.
So in this case, there is a possibility we could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crossovers.
So we're talking about re-released or we're talking about redone, remade?
Re-released.
Okay,
Yes.
not remade.
Like
Technically, could be both.
Like the Jaws movie is coming back in theaters.
Right.
Kind of stuff.
Oh, that's right.
But it stayed Jaws. It wasn't a remake
Right,
of
no,
Jaws.
exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, see, we were talking about that in the car on the way here. We were saying that there are some. We were thinking there may be a top 5 we could do, which is top 5 movies that need to never be remade. Like that need to just stay as they are. Absolute classic. Matt's not a fan of remakes, but there's got to be.
This isn't a list of remakes. This is a list of just top 5 movies you would love to go back and see in theaters.
Yeah, exactly.
Because after seeing Jaws, it gave me the idea of that. Now, in that case, do you think there will be? And by the way, a crossover could be me and you, Benjamin and I, or you and Benjamin. So that can be counted as a crossover. How many?
We have a higher probability now.
They don't have any of mine, so I'm just going to go 1 or 0. That's a choice. That's
true.
Possibly 1.
Okay, she's going to say 1.
She's got 1.
Benjamin, you go ahead.
I'll give it 2. I'll give it 2.
Oh, he's going for the 2.
I really think so. Yeah,
2.
I really do.
You're forcing. Oh no, because I know
think
there's
you can.
one.
You can. Buddy. You know there's 1.
I'm going to have to go 3 because I know we have 1. I know we have 1.
I mean, do we? Okay.
You're punking me. You're trying
No,
to
I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I feel like there's so many.
I can't go 0. If I go 0, I'm going to be so upset because I know you have these on yours.
I don't think so, Matt. Like it
All
could
right,
be anything, and usually this is what happens when we think that these are really popular. We get 0.
By you?
No.
Okay.
There's no camera.
Also, I only saw Jaws after, obviously, it was out of
course.
theaters
Of course.
growing up.
None of us were.
We're not that old either.
So this is just something that you've seen, doesn't have to be seen before in theaters that you want to come back, but just a movie that you love, but you want to see it in theaters again.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
Absolutely.
Because
or you
most of these I've never seen in an actual theater.
No,
exactly.
Jaws I've never seen in the theater.
I've never seen a Jaws either in the theater, so it's perfect.
That counts too.
Perfect. Okay.
Even though, hold on. That being said, there is only 1.5 of these that I have not seen in theaters.
1.5 of these I have not seen in theaters. Okay.
Yeah, the rest of them I have seen in theaters and would like to go. I tried to get a list of just stuff that I've never seen in theaters that I want to see again.
Oh my gosh,
but
you're
I
right.
really checked that list off the past couple of years.
Yeah,
I've only got 1.
Makes me want to adjust my list a little bit.
Go ahead. You're allowed.
No,
I've got 1
well.
and only 1 that I haven't seen in theaters, but I really want to see again.
Okay.
All the rest of them.
And yeah, a lot of these Carrie. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Do you have any honorable mentions to drop on us first? None whatsoever.
We're going to have to save honorable mentions, though.
We're going to save them?
There could be crossover for
you're
honorable
right.
mentions.
True.
It could be.
The only reason last week we let it go because there was just no way we are going to have crossover, even though
of course
I did know one of Kat's songs.
That's right. It was like a half crossover there.
That's good.
Yeah.
It is good. That's why she gets to sit 1 inch closer to me.
But
than you.
I will say that in the last podcast, I didn't mention that you're older than me. So
am I?
No one my age or younger
That's true.
knows it.
That's true.
So,
That's true. That's true.
But you were around for it. So
Stop
remember
it.
it.
Come on, Kat. Ouch.
hey,
right, so-
no.
So-
You're not that much older. I'm just
Here we
saying,
go.
everybody younger than me or my age doesn't.
I got you.
Wasn't aware of
All
it.
right. So who's going first? Benjamin, do you want to go first? You didn't get to talk last time much.
That's fine. I was happy listening to y'all. It was a great week last week.
What's number
My number 5 is the movie Signs, and I think we've talked about it before with Mel Gibson and the alien
Love it.
mystery M. Night Shyamalan style, like what's going on right now. And it reminded me a lot of the Jordan Peele Nope movie that recently came out, and sort of like what is
I've
happening.
heard those comparisons happen a lot now.
because of the preview didn't give anything away. And the reason this is my number 5 and it beat out a lot of other movies is strictly because of the nostalgia of going to the movie theater in the summertime when I had no idea what this movie was about, and I just had a group of friends. It was Wes and Abigail and Kim and everybody in that group of people. And we just went and said, let's go to the movies because their air conditioner is better than ours. And so we needed to get out of the heat in the South in the summertime, and we went to see Signs, not having any clue what it was, and we were all so pleasantly surprised and delighted by it.
Of a little bit, but I love it.
Of course it does, but it's like, I really, in retrospect, like,
It's great.
or
It's great.
if you've repeated watchings, you can see how it can be made fun of. But when it had never been
It's
really
so good.
seen like
It's
that. It
so
was
good.
so much fun.
There's another one that not many people love, but I can watch it. I've watched it 2 or 3 times now. The Village. And
That's
Oh
M.
my
Night.
God, yes.
It's so good. Oh, if you already know the ending, it doesn't matter. I just love that story. He does, and then he did Devil. Have you seen Devil?
I haven't seen Devil, no.
They're in an elevator.
Is that M. Night?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
good.
I guess not. No.
So he's done some good stuff. His last one was pretty good, and I can't remember what it was.
I mean, he's very hit and miss, but Signs was a
He
huge
can
popular
be.
thing, and it was a
Yeah.
phenomenon at the time. And then, man, when them fingers come out of that bottom of that door, like, I just lose it every time. I can't
stuff.
stand that.
It's good
it's
stuff.
so it's how people talk about comedic timing, and you can't teach comedic timing. Like, there's a really good horror kind of timing with that movie that
Keeping
just
the tension around,
yeah,
keeping the-
keeps the tension just right.
Yeah.
It plays it just right, and it's just such a good.
You-
if it's on TV and I'm in a hotel or something, I'm gonna watch it.
You don't watch horror movies, do you?
The good ones I do. I don't like Saw and like
Okay.
disgusting stuff, but I like
Conjuring?
good tension movies. Are great. The
There's-
Conjuring is fantastic, and I probably will never watch it again.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah, right.
But you know the scene I'm talking about. The little girl standing in the
Of
corner.
course.
Seeing something in the corner. It's pitch black, but we never know what it is.
Yeah.
And the door slams.
Yeah.
That's
And
beautiful.
that's a part of what I like about
That's how
Signs
horror
too.
works
And
in
Kat
it.
and I were just talking about this. Like, don't spoon feed me this story. Just let me enjoy it and let my imagination fill in the gaps. That's
Yes.
one of the reasons Jaws is so good. You don't see the shark, but you see what he can do, and it's so scary when he finally shows up. You're like, oh man, I just saw him kill 8 people and a dog.
Yeah.
This is gonna be great.
Yeah,
So,
Conjuring's brilliant. Conjuring 2 has some good stuff in it too.
hey, don't be possibly skimping on other people's lists now. We need to keep it to it. That was
okay.
my number 5.
Oh, I'm
like, you
sorry.
don't know what's going to happen next.
What was your number 5
Oh.
again?
We got to keep the tension and suspense happening.
Oh no. No, it wasn't.
We got to build a good tension horror movie
Okay,
here.
all right. Well,
Number
Conjuring
5.
3 is not good. I just want to say it's not even scary
Let's
either.
just scare us. Let's save everybody
It's like,
that
hey,
tension.
Remember what horror movies used to be in the mid 2000s? We'll just redo one of those. It's terrible. Anyway.
Terrible.
Terrible. All right, what's number 5, Kat?
Okay, number 5. Well, I had to rearrange my list. So
Go ahead.
No,
Let's
you're
see,
right.
let's
You're
see,
allowed.
let's see.
You're allowed.
Let's see. One. Okay.
Oh no.
that's
Go ahead. I can go next. It's fine. Go ahead. This is my cheat. I have 2 on here because I didn't know if I'd hurt the other one's feelings by not picking it up here. But we saw.
Oh, come on.
We saw the first one in theaters.
What we see in theaters?
Karate Kid.
Karate Kid.
So-
Oh, yeah.
2 for the reasons that we've talked about
Of
before.
course.
We love 2. But 3 because it's so cheesy, and because of
Cobra Kai.
Oh no, not Kreese. Who's the other guy? Terry Silver.
Yeah,
And
Silver.
I want to see it again. But I want to. That was.
I have never seen that in theaters. I don't think.
I've never seen 2 or 3 in theaters.
Wow.
We weren't watching many movies in theaters back then.
Right.
And now that I've seen the first one, I feel like I've got to see the rest of them.
I'm with you on that.
And since Cobra Kai is so popular, and they're bringing back these characters,
That's a great point. That is a really great point. Cobra Kai has really brought back the path to putting Karate Kid back in theaters.
It's a cheat there, so that's why it's number 5.
I don't know about that.
That's a great segue to my number 5.
Karate Kid 4?
Yay!
The Three Ninjas.
The Three Ninjas.
Do y'all
you want to
ever
see this in
remember
theaters? I remember the Three Ninjas, but oh my god. Okay, please go on. I'm sorry.
I want to
go
see
on.
it in theaters.
I almost got slapped in the face.
The Three Ninjas
It's
kick back.
cheesy. Yes, it's cheesy. It was made back in the early 90s. But, you know, it was great when you were a
kid. Do
kid.
you remember the Three Ninjas' names?
Rocky, Colt, and Tum Tum.
Shut up. All I remembered was Tum Tum.
She's like, don't challenge me, bro.
Yeah, and I used to be Colt because my brother was
Oh,
Rocky.
yeah.
So we would do all the karate moves, and he was
Oh,
in
yeah.
karate. So, like, yeah, I would try to learn the moves, but of course he would beat me up a little bit.
Rocky was the cool one. With
Rocky was the cool oldest one that wore green, and Colt was the middle kid
Oh my word.
that wore blue. And I mean, the mask, that would be, honestly, if you had 3 best friends, that would be the
That
most
would be
gangster Halloween costume.
Hey, there
Like,
you go.
if you had and then Tum Tum wore yellow, but like the mask from the first ever Three Ninjas movies, like they all had masks.
Mm-hmm.
That's odd
Kick
that they
butt.
never in the world of nostalgia.
Yeah,
in
that's a
the
good
world,
point.
They would have brought those back.
That's
at
a good
at
point in some way.
Halloween.
So
some
that's
point.
why I want to see it in theaters, because even though it's cheesy and even though the like it's 1990s effects,
Right, but
and
still,
like,
it doesn't matter.
But it's the nostalgia of it, and that's
course.
why it's number 5.
Oh, that's
Okay.
great. That's great. Now, it sucks that you can't wear any kind of mask in a movie theater now, so they would never let you wear it either
To
way.
the movie.
To the movie itself, you couldn't wear a full mask. Did you know that's a thing? Most movie theaters will not allow you to wear any kind of full mask that covers your face. I don't know if it's because they're concerned that people are like sneaking in, like and not paying for the movie, or if they're thinking you're going to hide something up under there, or what. But that's usually like a written policy. And I remember this, and I figured this out best when like Harry Potter Part 6 came out, and you know we had a Death Eater in our group, and they were like, absolutely not, can't come in with the Death Eater mask on. It was like a full-on replica, super like badass step the Death Eater. No, they were like, absolutely not. And I kept challenging them. I was like, why though? It's like, just cannot do it, you know. And I was getting quoted policy and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, bro.
Number 4.
Number 4 for me is Aliens, and the good old-fashioned get away from her, you know, fun. Is this a kid's show?
Go ahead.
The Get Away From Her, You Bitch, and beautifully done movie that is absolutely timeless and really in such a great way because it was filmed primarily without CG, you know, using all practical effects and stuff, and that's one of my favorite things in the world. And I feel like that I recently rewatched Alien and Aliens because one of the movie that I'm acting in now, like the director said, I want you to be like that scientist and like kind of like Paul Reiser's character in Aliens.
Right.
So I had like doing character research, but then they don't have like a 4K version of Aliens yet. Rumor is that they're making it and they're going to make some kind of new box set something or whatever come out with all 4K upgrades and all this, and I don't know, that may be on the way, but that's just something that I really want to see, that huge queen alien come out on the full big screen, and like I want to be right in the front row and get terrorized by that little mouth coming out of that big mouth. Just,
water dripping out.
and the water dripping out of the exactly.
The scene where Newt is in the water and the queen.
Oh
is
God,
on the
no!
water
See, I love
on the
that.
big screen?
I exactly. I don't like watching horror movies at home, but I love pushing back against my movie theater seat and being like, "Oh God, no, no, don't do that." And I really want to see
Bill
that
Paxton's
on a huge screen.
One of his best.
Yeah, I was screwed, man.
Why'd you put her in charge?
Why'd you put her in charge, man?
The reason it's my number 1.
I'm sorry, what?
It's my number 1.
It is not Aliens.
Catfish me with your. We don't have to be talking.
How was it? Is Aliens truly your number one?
It's number one.
Oh, yeah.
Never seen
So far, Kat is winning, I guess. No, she said one.
She said one.
All right, we'll see
What
how.
do you mean?
You're gonna secure
You've got one crossover.
That's one crossover right there.
Oh, yeah.
I've got two, so all I need is one more.
He needs just one more.
Voted
Chances
one.
have improved for him,
Okay.
and now I'm regretting not doing my
Dang.
three.
So yes,
right.
I need to tell me more about why it's your number one,
Okay,
please.
well, you sunk my battleship, but no.
No, I
all the
didn't.
No, you talked about. Yes, you did. It's number one.
Dun, dun,
and
dun.
it's the biggest ship on my thing. It's number one.
Okay.
It wasn't my PT Cruiser, which would have been number 5. But the thing is, though, for all
We
the
need to
reasons
start
you
doing that with the battleship reference. That's pretty good.
But for all the reasons you just listed, those
And
epic
Bill
scenes,
Paxton's ad lib, almost every line he
it's
had
great.
was improvised.
It's
I
great.
love that.
the knife scene.
Oh,
Was
the
it
bishop
knife scene?
doing the knife. Yeah, that's
There's just,
so good.
There's so much going on to it, and it's just so good. So, yeah. All right. They come at night
then-
sometimes.
Yeah, they come at night
That's her
sometimes.
only role.
Newt?
Yeah.
Did she? That's all she did?
Never did another show after that.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, didn't.
You know,
Left Hollywood.
because like Jim
And
Cameron
you can't get any better.
is
Well,
a perfectionist with his movie making, and a lot of like really good directors are perfectionists. And so they said that the hardest job in Hollywood is trying to be Jim Cameron's smoke guy, because he will stop the whole scene if the smoke's not right.
Wow.
And that movie is just full.
wild.
It's full of smoke machines off to the side.
Okay.
I just love that
Good.
so
It's
much.
good pick. Good pick.
Yeah.
What is your number 4, Kat?
My number 4 is The Fifth Element.
Ooh, great
Wow.
movie. I have that in 4K at home.
I
Yeah.
absolutely watched that so many times growing up.
Multipass.
I loved it.
Little Dallas.
And
Multipass.
my favorite scene, I mean, there were so many, but like one of my favorite scenes that when I say The Fifth Element, it always either goes to one, the blue alien girl that sings opera before all the ish goes down in the movie.
Such
and all
a
the
beautiful
action,
moment.
which is a beautiful moment, and she is totally rocking it in that
Yep.
scene. Or the moment where God, what's the main character? I'm blanking right now.
Bruce Willis's character or Lilu Dallas?
Lilu.
Yeah,
Lilu.
okay, yeah.
Yes, when she is first seen in that.
Little white skimpy
White-
outfit.
Yes, and she
yeah.
falls on his cab.
Oh,
and
that's
his
right.
flying
That's
cab.
right. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, where'd you come from?
She literally
Like,
falls from the sky.
She literally
Yeah.
falls from, and it's just, I don't know, it's just awesome
It's
how
great.
they meet, and
No.
I just love that
Matt's
movie.
got the look
and I
of somebody
think
who
it's
you
a
just
great-
dropped his number 2, I think.
No.
It's a great
That's a
action
good one.
movie, yeah.
That's
And
a
it
good
has a
one.
love story in it, so
It
I'm
really
trying
does.
to give when I wrote this list, I was trying to give it some diversity.
Ever since I saw that movie, I have never once put chicken in the microwave and not said,
Oh my God.
chicken, good. I've
Chicken,
never not said that in my life. Every time. Every
Yes.
single time. It's
And Bruce
such a
Willis
good
is
movie.
great in
Yes,
that movie.
blonde hair.
Blonde
right?
Bruce Willis,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you know,
Got
like
hair for
it
that.
was great because he read that script and took that for less than he normally would have. Like he was the biggest thing in the
wanted to be
world
part
of
when
it.
that,
Yeah,
but he
at the
wanted to
time.
be a part of it. Like he
Yeah.
was at
It
the
was a
top
big
of his
name.
game, and he was huge.
one of
And
the
this
few
little French,
movies-
this French director comes over and says, "I got this weird ass script," and he wanted to do it. And I'm always so impressed by
And
that.
I loved the Chris Rock.
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And,
I'm sorry. Why did I say Chris
No,
Rock?
no, it's all
I
good.
didn't mean Chris Rock.
No,
Sorry.
yeah, Chris Tucker. That's
Chris
one of the few
Tucker.
roles. You know, he
All
quit
these
Hollywood.
Chris's.
He
I
only
didn't know
wanted
he
to
quit
do.
after
he only
that.
wanted to do the Rush Hour movies after that. He said he'd come back for Rush Hour 4, but he's not coming back.
But
to
he
Hollywood.
was such a
Wow.
comic
But
relief in
That
that,
was
and
one
I
of the
loved
few
it.
movies he did outside of Rush Hour, and I mean, there's Friday and Money Talks, and I
Right.
think that's and then the
That's
and then
it.
the Rush Hour.
I didn't
movies.
realize that.
If he's done, oh no, he was in Jackie Brown. He was in Jackie Brown
Brown,
too back in
okay.
the day. So never mind. Yeah, I was a big Chris Tucker fan. So
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. He
And-
was amazing in that movie,
and-
and I loved his character and how crazy
Out
off the wall
screaming. He did.
and
Yeah,
like
just going
and,
nuts.
and the
One,
outfits
two,
and the hair that he had.
staff / microphone.
Just the character he played was
And the
just
hair.
spot on, awesome.
The sex that he dropped with everybody, it was great. And then Gary Oldman being a chameleon and like doing a random bad guy.
Oh my
Like,
God.
who is this?
Great.
That you're telling me?
Yeah.
You're telling me that is Sirius Black? You're kidding? Nah.
I know, it's crazy.
It's fantastic. That's
All right.
that's Commissioner
Good pick.
Gordon
Yeah.
and that helmet.
My number 4.
That is a great pick.
Oh yeah, my number 4. My brother and I talked about, and it was one of the first things I thought about. And my brother goes, "Oh, that's definitely on mine too." Last of the Mohicans.
Oh hell no.
Yeah.
think I've
No.
seen that.
Yes,
I
Last
don't
of the
think I've
Mohicans is
seen it.
great.
No way.
Beautiful music, beautiful scenery, and it's a great story. I need to watch it again. Daniel Day-Lewis. Back before it was like, oh my gosh, Daniel Day-Lewis. Back before that, you were just like, who's that again? It's the guy that was in Last of the Mohicans.
Nice. Yep.
So I loved it.
Why though? Last of the Mohicans?
It's really good.
It's really dark. It's sad.
It's dark. It's
like
sad. But
cruel. In a way, like it's a rough, story, man.
But it's good stuff. But
that's one of the movies that I put in the category of like Saving Private Ryan. Like great movie, but I'm never gonna watch that again.
Okay.
That was too heavy for me.
I would. My brother says when he's running, there's only 2 songs going through his head. One is The Last of the Mohicans.
No way. Yeah, great theme song.
And then the other song that makes it through his head when he's running is a theme song to Magnum P.I.
Oh, for crying out loud.
What's number 3?
Hopefully he doesn't run that often. Is Iron Man for me because
whoa,
yes,
I did not expect that one.
I didn't expect it either, to be honest. But I rewatched Iron Man for the first time in years. It's more than a solid movie, Matt. It really is. Like you have to just realize, like, forget the Marvel association even. If it had been the only Marvel movie ever made, it would have been so incredibly well received, still would be so brilliant, but now it's kind of lumped in with everything else because it's just another superhero movie at this point. But Iron Man at that point was Marvel's big risk, that was their gamble, and God bless America, did they go and hit a home run with that. It is such a good movie in every way. The direction, and Downey got to apparently do all of his own improv, and that's why it's so natural, is every line he did was just Downey being Downey.
It's great.
And I am here for that so much. And if you go back and watch that movie, it is a genius film in every way. I am so shocked by how good it
Flash
is.
forward and watch what Marvel's putting out now.
What a disappointment. It really is. Like, that is the standard they need to go back to.
Yeah.
It is fantastic.
Excellent storytelling,
And just stand alone. Take out the superhero stuff. It is a fantastic film. Superhero or not. It's a great hero action movie. It's marvelous.
I agree.
So, yes, I really want to see him walk away from that tank in slow motion on the big screen. That's what I want. And to drop the music sound to just give me the Iron Man all day long. It's so good.
Good one. Mm-hmm. No, did you see? Oh wait, who was the villain? Justin Hammer was in the second movie, right?
I don't know. Who remembers Iron Man 2? I don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, I remember the first phase. Before we had phases.
Right, before we had phases. Before they should have had phases.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's number 3, Kat?
Number 3 for me would definitely have to be Us.
Oh, really? Jordan Peele?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Back in theaters, that one. Okay.
That would be a good one to watch. I've never seen that in theaters.
Yes.
Whoa.
I liked Get Out better too, but look.
I like Get Out better too.
Let her go.
Mm-hmm. I think everyone does. But
well, I'm the oddball.
She's out.
I think Us should be back in theaters.
Go ahead.
I would love to see it in theaters. I actually
didn't
get to see it in a
theater.
I didn't either.
And I would love to actually experience it in a theater, and I think that's why.
With an audience, too,
yes.
You know what
why I would love to see it again.
I don't think he can do a good trailer.
What are you talking about?
I didn't like the trailer for Get Out, and I love the movie. The trailer for Us was so confusing, and I watched it, and I enjoyed the movie.
Well, what about the trailer for
Nope?
About
the trailer.
What about Nope?
I won't even watch it.
What?
It looks.
I loved Nope. Nope was great.
That's fine. I mean, maybe, but
I thought that trailer.
I think Get Out and Us is better than Nope.
Us is fun.
Agreed.
I enjoyed it, but I hated the trailer.
I honestly really, really enjoyed how much thought-provoking it was when obviously it was scary and creepy and like what is going on, but like the whole time you're trying to piece together like the underworld of like underneath of this,
It
had
M.
a
Night
huge
Shyamalan
it had a huge
had a nice twist vibe to it.
And story to it, and honestly like I could go on for a long time about it, so I'm not going to, but
what is the number one thing you want to see in the theater, like with an audience or just on the big screen, or is there a certain moment?
On the big screen and with an audience, and just how how the audience would react to it.
Yeah.
Not just being, in my living room watching it on a TV screen. No, I kind of want to experience it in a theater, and I think that's why I put it.
I agree. I think that'd be great. I think almost all of these I put on my list because I was picturing like one particular moment, like, oh, I really want to see that in 100 feet, on IMAX, whatever version, and just see it as big
I just
as it
think
can
all
be.
the actors were amazing in that. Even the kids, the children,
which is so rare. It is so rare to have good kid actors.
They were so good.
Right.
It was such an intense storyline and such a advanced type of movie to be in as a child. I really enjoyed. Just everything he did for that movie. Right. So I enjoyed it a lot. Right. But yes, I'm not saying Get Out isn't good. It is, but I would rather see that one because of just how creepy and weird it was.
That's a good pick. I couldn't disagree with you more, Matt, on the trailer, especially for Nope. I thought the trailer for Nope was the most magnificent trailer I'd ever seen because it didn't give anything away. It only made me want to see the movie.
Trailers and I like his movies.
That's crazy. Really
okay. I loved Nope. Just side note. It was great. I love Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Keep doing your thing. I love that
keep doing it.
I love that Jordan Peele doesn't lay everything out. That's why I love his movies.
Tell me a story without having to overtell me a story.
He's very much an artist, and he lets you resonate and figure out for yourself what this means, and I love that.
Which is what good storytelling should be.
Yes. So I love that.
All right, Matt.
All right, my number 3, Terminator 2.
Oh,
the first R-rated movie I saw in theaters.
Oh, did you lie to your?
No. Dad took us because Mom didn't want to go. He really wanted to go with someone, so he decided to take us.
He brought you. How old were you?
We were 13. I was 13. But I said, well,
allowed to be in with your parents' permission. You were totally allowed.
The reason he wanted to, because I refused to go, because the first movie scared her to death.
Oh.
And Dad really wanted to go, but he wanted to go with someone. So
nice.
We got to go, and it was great. Great experience. Great movie to see on the big screen, and I'd love to see it again.
That was so close to our next crossover.
Yours was Terminator.
It's an honorable mention. It's Terminator 2.
Ooh.
An honorable mention.
And I'll tell you why it was an honorable mention is because I do have the 4K remaster of T2, and it is by far the very best 4K upscale of any old movie I've ever seen. Okay. It is phenomenal. So if you have all the 4K setups, T2 is 100% worth it to watch.
I didn't think you'd have Aliens, but I did think you'd have T2.
You thought Terminator was going to? Yeah, it was in the. It's on the honorable mention list. Yeah, I had several honorable mentions.
2 was a good pick, and 2 still is a good pick because you're still not out of this yet.
Still there, yeah.
So what is your number 2?
My number 2, I believe, is yes, it is. It's The Lord of the Rings because I haven't seen that since the theaters, since in the movie theaters. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's even come out again in the movie theaters. Has it? No. Have they had like a special?
No, I don't think
viewing of it or something.
I don't know.
And I knew that this one isn't on your list because you're not a fan of the movies because you're a big fan of the books, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah. He's very much opposed to the Peter Jackson trilogy and everything else that's related. So I'm sure you've seen that Amazon has dropped their own version of the Lord of the Rings of Power, right? Yeah. So
based off the world. I'm out.
Based on the world of done. Yeah. So
our interpretation of the world of whatever.
So I wasn't a fan of the Hobbit movies. I watched them.
I don't think a lot of people were.
No, that was kind of a cash grab. It felt like.
Yeah.
And
I didn't see that.
I wasn't really that. You're not missing anything, really. But that first movie, the first trilogy holds a lot of nostalgic value for me, essentially because that was when we would go over to Heather Brandel's house and we would all.
I remember when y'all watched
three
movies all day long.
Exactly.
Because I came over and I went.
And we timed it out.
Why would anyone want to do this? And I walked out. I grabbed some popcorn shrimp and
blew this joint. Yeah. Well, you weren't there for how much fun we had, but I do remember you stopping by. We had an absolute blast, and we're just doing the whole marathon of the whole day, taking strategic breaks and having breakfast and second breakfast and all the Hobbit goodness, and we had like specially baked goods that they got out of some Lord of the Rings cookbook thing that they made up that was special, and it was I think a lot of it for me is that part. Like I really want to see it again, but I haven't seen those really done, and I would like to see it with an audience. in a movie theater too, because I think that it has been long enough that a lot of people haven't seen them, and it would be nice to experience that for the first time with a lot of people. So
For sure.
It's kind of cliche and expected in some ways. I think maybe when they clicked on this podcast and were like, oh, I know what this one's going to be about, but I had to go with it, and it's up there, my number 2.
Good.
Sweet.
Number 2.
All right, let's see. What is on my number 2? Crossroads, and not the Britney Spears Crossroads. I just had to make that known. Crossroads, if you've never seen it, it is
not the
Britney Spears.
Starring Britney Spears.
Crossroads
and Christina
with Ralph
Aguilera.
Macchio.
Ralph?
Have you seen it?
What is this movie?
If y'all have never seen it, you have to see it. Okay, I think it came out in like 86.
How do we not know this?
It's an amazing blues movie.
Karate Kid. Wow.
It is an amazing blues movie.
The only other Ralph Macchio movie I know of is My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah, which is fantastic.
So
that would be a good movie to see.
It's an amazing music movie.
Okay.
So if you've never seen it, totally go watch it. If you like blues,
this is ringing like an old bell, but I can't place it at all. I never would have thought Ralph Macchio. Wow.
This movie is got so much great music that I want to see it in theaters, to see it on the big screen. So basically, Ralph Macchio plays a character that is a music student, and he goes to the Deep South to
sounds
like
familiar.
The synopsis of it is like the Deep South. He goes to tour in the Deep South with an old blues man, and he's chasing a lost song written by Robert Johnson, which is an amazing blues man in the real world.
Wow.
And so the best part about it is he goes on this journey playing guitar through the Deep South, but then at the end he has to fight for his soul and guitar battle the devil, basically.
Okay.
And it's awesome. Watch it.
Wow.
End of story. A little bit of a bell.
I know, right? It's a distant bell, but I couldn't place it. No, but it sounds great. I will totally watch it now.
Yes, amazing.
Well, oops, you did it again.
Oh, stop it.
My number 2.
Yes.
I thought for sure you'd have.
Oh.
Because I watch it every year.
You're serious?
The Grinch.
The
Grinch.
How did I?
The Grinch must be back in theaters for me to see.
I agree.
I saw it in the year 2000. I loved it. I have seen it every year.
Yep.
Since.
Mm-hmm.
And to my credit, I was going to stop after year 10. My sister forced me to watch it the next 2 years.
Wait a minute.
Said, you cannot stop this tradition. I said, okay.
Wait a minute.
I love it.
Are you telling me that they're going to have the Grinch in theaters this year, and that's the movie we're going to go see before the end of the year?
No.
Oh man,
no one's picked it. I
got so excited.
I'm going to go watch it again, and you are too. But I just wondered if anyone was going to put it on here, but I don't think anyone is. I won't. A little bit of hint. Megan would definitely have this. I think on her top 5.
Oh,
I think
crap.
she would.
Don't
now
make me do
Jaws
that.
is off the list, I think this would replace it. But
It'd have to be Legally Blonde then, right?
No. Go ahead.
Okay. Well,
What's number?
My number 1.
My number 1 is Snipe. So.
Wow, that's right. That's right.
This is it. She's gonna win.
Oh shit!
Unless
she is.
Wow, you won the crossover.
Because the odds that she's got the ring on her list is so low, and
I almost thought about it.
Did you really?
Trust me.
And look,
Let's go!
I don't even like horror movies. I don't.
Crossover.
But this movie scared me so
today.
much that talk about pushing you back in your seat. Like, what? What? She's coming out the TV? What? Whoa, she's still coming out the TV! And it was so not cool, but it was so cool. It was so not cool. Like, they broke all the rules in that movie. Like, they went under the covers, and you're supposed to be okay. But no, they were not okay. Under the covers.
And then when the phone rings, you're like, oh my God,
what? Don't you dare.
Don't you dare. Pick it up, hang it up.
I didn't sleep for 3 days after I saw that movie.
That was the first movie I ever saw that freaked me out. And me and my mother love watching horror movies.
Really?
So when I was growing up, we watched The Ring for the first time
so
in
like
our living room.
You weren't a novice. You weren't a novice at this point. You've had plenty of horror movies up
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And me and my mom were like, let's watch it. And this is a new movie that came out. Let's watch it.
Right.
In the living room with the lights off. This was the first movie I've ever watched that scared me. Like that.
No kidding. Wow.
It was crazy.
Oh.
So I love that that's your number 1 and that I didn't put that as my number 1.
Oh, okay.
But I love that you put it because I would totally have
the
it.
added bonus to that is it was either the same summer or the same vibe as my number 5, which was Signs, because I didn't know the first thing about The Ring when we went. We were just like, let's go see a movie. We said, okay, let's go see this one, no big deal. man, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
It was one of the worst deals ever. Right.
I remember
chills,
the feeling.
Chills.
Yes.
Thinking about it right now. It's just
and
messed
the
up.
creepy music.
No.
Yep.
The squeaky. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
That's the only movie that I've tried to show to somebody else, and they straight up, nope, I can't. I'm done.
Nope.
Like maybe 30, 40 minutes in, they were done.
Like,
Right.
this girl went on this investigation, and it was so suspenseful. And I loved it.
Right.
loved it.
But even when they reveal it at the end, like it's not cheesy and it's like blah blah blah, you know. But I loved it. It was everything about it. I loved.
Oh no,
Awesome.
that's definitely a good one to have.
Yeah.
I'm kind of shocked you had a few horror on there that
I
did not expect from I don't watch much horror guy.
Exactly, and that's kind of where I was saying. That's what I was saying earlier, and it's because everything on my list is I want to see it in a theater with an audience
Experience.
because it is a visceral group experience that you cannot get elsewhere, and that's why all of these, except for maybe the Lord of the Rings, but the rest of them, I had a moment or something like Jaws probably would have been on the list if we hadn't just seen it.
Yeah.
But there were things I want to see and have that moment with a energy of a crowd having it with me, and the ring and the energy of the crowd in a full theater when that chick comes out the TV. You can't get that anywhere else in the world. That's just unbelievable to me, and that's why these things are on my list. And normally, I would never pick a horror movie to watch.
I wouldn't have had Jaws. Megan would have had Jaws. She would have had Twister. She would have had
Twister's an honorable mention. That's an honorable mention.
I love it.
Park and Greatest Showman.
Greatest Showman.
Greatest
Yeah, that's a good one.
Showman.
She would watch that.
Megan,
Yeah.
those would be 4 of her top 5, which she's already seen Jaws, so it would probably be replaced with another one. But go ahead.
So my number 1 would be The Sixth Sense.
Oh, there's another good mystery suspense. Yeah.
Another M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night coming in for the
And a
theater
good
win.
one.
And a good
great,
one.
his first, right?
The twist at the end. It's
great.
And just everything about that movie. I feel like it gives you all the emotions.
That's
And
two
you're
That's two Bruce Willis movies.
Two Bruce Willis movies.
No, I didn't expect that either because my list honestly had to change right before because then I understood or during because then I understood what the assignment was.
You understood the assignment.
And then I was like, oh
Nice.
man, we're not talking about movies you want to see back in theaters as a remake or not. So then my list changed to more nostalgic. I think the only one that
That's good.
wasn't
That was the
nostalgic for
point.
me was Us because that's newer, but everything else is
Still,
from way
that's
back
fine.
when.
Still, I think that's a great
And
pick.
I think that's why I did it that way. But I just wanted to see. I think the only reason Us is different on my list is because, or not from way back when, is because it's something I want to see with an audience, like you said. But The Sixth Sense is definitely something I would love to see in theaters again. It gave me all the emotions, the chills. I mean, I love ghost anything. I love ghost adventuring and like watching anything like that because I'm so interested in paranormal activity in itself. So the fact that at the end of this movie, Bruce Willis is actually a ghost the whole time, and the kid, because you start off in the movie is like, oh, the psychologist is helping this kid, his psychotherapist is helping this kid
see
get
nothing
through
out
his
of the
struggles,
ordinary.
and nothing is out of the ordinary, and then at the end that twist happens and he's actually a ghost and the kid can see the ghost, and he's the guy, and it's just like.
But the
what?
movie kind of goes back through some of the scenes, and you realize no one else has interacted with it.
Exactly, and you don't even realize it until the very end.
That's one of those you gotta.
And I think
You enjoy
that's
it watching
why
it
it's my
twice. The
number
second
one,
time, almost
because
as
when
much.
when I first watched it, I was just like,
Got you.
and I did not even see it coming, and it tricked
good.
me so bad. I would love to
Nice.
see it again in
awesome.
theaters.
Is there a particular moment that you really want to see with an audience then? Like something that's a particular standout chills moment for you in that movie in particular?
Oh, the twist.
The
I wanna
twist
see
part?
the-
Yeah, you want to hear the
I wanna
gasp?
hear the
That would be
gasp.
fun to see it with people who haven't seen it before.
There you go. No,
Yeah,
I agree.
I want to hear the gasp
Is-
of the twist at the end.
is
'Cause
that-
that's the capturing part of the movie, and that makes it come like full circle and be like, oh my god, like, and then you want to watch it again because you're like, I didn't even catch that, and then when you watch it again, you're like, oh
Seen it,
man.
Yeah,
So I think it's great.
absolutely. It's one of those movies that you jump up and you're like, let's watch it again. Okay, let's watch it again. What are you doing next Saturday?
Morning.
Just kidding.
Samoflange.
That's good enough. That's good enough.